Yo, what's up? It's your boy Hip Hop Gamer coming at you with the Rage review today. This game is really good. Don't get me wrong, it's really good, and you're gonna find out why. We're gonna start out with the graphics, right? Graphically, the character models look insane, yo. It looks extremely detailed. Everything is very vibrant. The detail in terms of the animation, like when you see them talking, I mean, you notice the cheekbones, each individual tooth, like it's really that much more detailed, the way they paid attention to it. So that right there, I think, is very incredible. When you looking at the game, you can really enjoy and appreciate the character models, the way they're designed, the muscle movement, the accuracy in their movement overall. Character models is crazy. Environments, damn, the environments is huge. Seriously, like the game is really big, really open, you know what I'm saying? And that right there, John Carmack is genius, man. You know what I'm saying? The environments are extremely well done. So that's another thing that you're going to notice. The environments look very good, very good. Special effects. Now, there's a lot of times where you're going to see fire and you're going to see a lot of particle effects when you're shooting guns or whatever. But you know what it is? It's like the way they made it stand out is real unique. Like when you walk near the fire, it's like the fire like changes color. It's weird because like in real life, if there's a fire, you get close to it, you know your eyes will start, you know, like burning or feeling that heat or whatever, and it makes you react differently, which makes you look at the fire differently. And it seems like they implemented that in the game. That's what I mean by attention to detail. So special effects is really crazy in a whole nother way, in a whole nother level, the way they implemented that. Even when you driving a buggy and you just see, you know, parts of your car start to fly off because you damaging it. The special effects in this game is crazy. It's real smart the way they did it. Animations, this is where the game really shines, because when you fight enemies, the way they move, it's incredible. It's like the AI, the animation is so fluid, and the transition from different animation to different animation when you fight enemies and you're just looking at what's happening on screen, it's flawless. Like the transition is so smooth that it's one of the most realistic, lifelike looking animations you're gonna see in a first-person shooter. It's really that good, really that good. Another thing is, from a graphical standpoint, now I have a 240 hertz TV. Not everybody has this TV. So what I'm about to say, only a person with a 240 hertz TV and higher may understand what I'm saying. But John Carmack's tech, this id Tech 5 engine, it in terms of frame rate is the most constant, consistent frame rate I've seen in a game. Like, period. I'm telling you. So I'm gonna break it down a little bit so you understand what I mean by the graphics, right? Now, if you're playing on PC, right? They got stress tests and everything. Or if you just talk to developers, they'll tell you that a game is 30 frames per second or a game is 60 frames per second, right? So knowing that the game could be 60 frames per second or whatever, that right there is crazy, because a lot of times it could drop. You feel me? So let's say you're playing a game and it's like 30 frames per second. Sometimes it may go to 28, 27. So that means it's not consistently 30 frames throughout the game. Same thing with 60. It could drop down to 54, 55, and then come back up depending on what you're doing or what part of the game you're at. You know what I mean? So my thing is with the graphics, when you look at this game, it's as if the 60 frames or the 30 frames per second never drops. It's crazy. It's as if it never drops. So, to me, I think that's a major accomplishment, because when you play this game on my TV and the way it look, yo, real talk, you would want to go like to the corner store, right, and buy 10 Twinkies and eat them in front of a fat person that ain't got no money, and just make them feel stupid because this game is so crazy, dog. Like, it's ridiculous the way they did it. But There's one setback that I have to mention. One setback, son, and that's because the texture loading. Now, how many of y'all remember Gears of War? Every time you go to a new area, you gotta wait for the textures to load and all this crazy stuff. Yeah, this game had that same problem. Like, every time you load up a new area, you know, you're gonna see like the textures pop in a lot, but it happens all the time. So that right there is the only thing that I would have to acknowledge in terms of the graphics having a little flaw. You know what I'm saying? Is that it has extremely bad texture loading. But once the textures load up, game looks phenomenal, kid. Word up. So that's the graphics right there. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the actual gameplay. Now the gameplay, forget about it, son. The gameplay got tight controls, very responsive. And that's the first thing, that's the first and foremost thing I look for in any game I review. The controls gotta be tight, they gotta be very responsive, so I feel like I'm in total control as I play. And this game has it to the T, so that's hot. Also, the game has very extremely smart AI. The AI in this game is insane, like for real. When you could be shooting at somebody and they're gonna be running at you, then they're gonna be jumping, ducking, rolling, dodging. They'll crawl behind something and then blind fire you, but they blind fire you in different ways. It's as if they recorded so many different animations on how the AI comes at you that you really don't know what's gonna happen. You just gotta, you know, like stay out of dodge and pop out when it's time to shoot. Like, it's crazy. So that right there really took it to the next level in terms of how smart the AI is. Ridiculous. Another thing that's cool is, you know, you can loot the bodies and stuff like that. It's not the first time in the game, but it's real cool how you could, you know, kill somebody, then take their money and take some of their ammo and stuff like that. So that's real cool. It's real fun. The next thing is the vehicle gameplay. The vehicle gameplay is excellent. This game could be a racing game. Like, if there wasn't no first-person shooter portion to it and it was just a racing game, this would be a hit. The game is crazy. Like, the vehicle gameplay is crazy, and the cool thing about it is that, you know, when you gotta shoot somebody, it automatically goes to auto aim. So you use the X to shoot your people. So all you gotta do is worry about, you know, your gas and your brake. But you don't gotta aim. You don't gotta use your gas, your brake, and aim and shoot. You don't gotta do all of that stuff. It would have been too complicated and it wouldn't have been fun. So the way they did it, they made it fun. They made it accessible and seamless. It's crazy. So, and then on top of that, you got your boost and you driving around this big open environment and you're just in a battle. It's crazy. It's crazy. Also, the in-action dialogue. I love the fact that when you fight your enemies, they be having like a long, drawn-out conversation, trying to kill you. That right there is crazy because it gives life to the enemies and it gives life to the game as you're fighting instead of just during cutscenes. You feel me? So that right there is crazy in terms of the in-action dialogue. Because they be like, "Oh, kill him! He's on the left side." Like that right there. Gets your blood flow going when you play this game. So the next thing is this, the pacing of the game. The pacing of the game actually is great because every time you do one thing, they tell you exactly where to go for the next thing, and then you constantly moving around, constantly talking to these characters, and that's a trick right there in terms of the character interaction and constantly going from one place to another. There's never really a slow point in the game. Now, there's a slow point in the game, but we'll get to that in another area. But in terms of the action and just keeping yourself busy and doing things and action in the game, there's really no slow points. It keeps the pace going. Also, the character interaction, when you're always talking to characters, it makes the world come alive, which is real cool. But it also indirectly get you to know the characters. And that's important because any game that makes you get to know a character, you feel like you know them in real life or something. Like, it's crazy. Like, you'll talk to a friend and be like, "Yo, when you playing the game, you had to go talk to Nikki about the thing, or you had to speak to Sally about that." It's crazy because they become real people to you as you play the game. That's the way it feels. So that's smart. The next thing is how the AI favors parts of their body when they wounded. So when you fight the AI and you shoot them in the shoulder, he's gonna be running at you holding his shoulder. He's gonna be running at you holding his shoulder, dog. And then, or if you hit him in his leg, he's gonna start walking towards you but holding his leg, but at the end of the day still coming after you to kill you. It's crazy how like the AI just responds to each bullet wound. It's crazy. And then the driving combat mechanics, yo, is like I said, it's crazy. It's crazy how you can just shoot people and everything is just automatically accessible like that. So the driving combat mechanics it's insane. Even the controls of the car, it like when you brake, it brakes, it stops on a brake for real. So the control is extremely tight. In some ways, it may appear too tight. The controls is crazy. So that's really good. Now, there's a downside to the gameplay, and the downside to the gameplay, in my opinion, is that you can't pick up enemy weapons. Why? I have no idea. But you can't pick up enemy weapons. They dissolve. That is the dumbest thing in this game. Like, how the hell I shoot you and kill you, and then your weapon dissolve? I can't pick your weapon up? Like, that right there sucks. It's as if I can't get no new weapon unless it's given to me from a certain character that I'm helping. I'm like, come on, man, really? I want weapons. I want more ammo. Like, that's another thing in this game. More ammo is needed in this game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't like the fact that I pick up ammo and stuff, and it's like a little bit. And this little bit may not carry me through certain parts of the game, and then I'm left to fight with my fists against somebody that got a gun. Nah, it's way off balance. That right there is way off balance, and it's not even fun. It's frustrating. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't like that. And another thing I don't like in terms of the gameplay is the reticle don't change color. So why have a reticle in the first place? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, you have a reticle so you can aim better, and then when you get your reticle on the enemy, it's supposed to turn red, letting you know that you got the target and you can kill them. In this game, you got a white reticle and it stays white even when you got your target like right there. That's stupid. Why have a reticle in the first place if it's not gonna be useful to me? It's the dumbest thing. Like, that's just stupid. I don't know why they did that. Like, for real. So but overall the gameplay is hot. But those are the few complaints that I had about the gameplay in terms of not picking up weapons. More ammo is needed in a reticle situation. Now, moving on to presentation. Now, the presentation of the game, I'm going to tell you right now, is decent. You know what I mean? I understand in the beginning of the game, they're showing you, you know, the CG and how the asteroid, you know, hit the Earth and stuff like that. And I understand all of that, you know. But when the game actually starts, you know, it's like, it's decent. It's nothing mind-blowing. You know what I'm saying? You do get used to the characters, and it's like you're building, like I said before, it's like you're building a real life bond with them, and that's great. That is great. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the presentation of the game is, you know, you get a ride, and you're looking around the environment. It's cool. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just decent. It's like, okay, this is all right. You know, nothing spectacular, but it's decent. And one thing I can't stand about the presentation is, just like in Grand Theft Auto 3, the lead character doesn't talk. The lead character has no life. So it's like you're a robot walking around talking to everybody else. They just telling you what to do, and you have no say in anything. That's, you know, it's like that right there should be a thing. Anytime you have a game and you got a lead character, and it's a big game, something that you really trying to reach out to people, the lead character needs to have something to say. Like, that's just the way I feel about it. Anytime the lead character has nothing to say, I feel like I got nothing to say. And I feel like everybody's just telling me what to do. How the hell I'm a lead character and everybody's just telling me what to do? It's just, I don't know. It just didn't feel good in terms of when you play the game and you go through certain things. Now moving on to the features of the game. The features of the game I really like. I like the fact that you could go to the engineering section on your game when you hit select, and you could build materials to get you through the game. And that right there is cool, because, you know, throughout the game you picking up canned goods, you picking up bottles, you picking up electric wire kits, you picking up all this other stuff. And when you pick it up, You know, it's a purpose why you picking them up, and then you put certain things together and you build them. And when you build them, it helps you get through other areas that you previously could not access. That's crazy right there. So I love that mechanism of the game. I love that aspect. That's crazy. And then on top of everything, this is the absolute best feature in this game. And that feature is the fact that this game is technically 2 games in one. It's a first-person shooter and a racing game. This isn't a first-person shooter that got racing in it. This is a racing game on its own, the way they designed this game. That's the part that's mind-blowing. It's truly 2 games in one. So that right there, in terms of features, is great. Now, moving on to fun factor, the online modes is crazy. Now, you got Road Rage and you got Wasteland Legends. And I'm here to tell you right now, you can play Road Rage all day. Like Road Rage is a true racing game, and you can play it all day. You can you know, you got your power ups and your boosts and stuff, and I mean, Road Rage is phenomenal. Like, I had no idea that they was gonna go that deep with the Road Rage. You know what I'm saying? You got guns on your vehicles, and you shooting everybody up. You driving through all types of things. It's crazy. You got different game modes like Chain Rally, where you gotta like rally up points and chain them together. So you got Triad Rally, which is you gotta capture 3 consecutive rally points in order to score. You got Meteor Rally. That's crazy, where you collecting fallen meteors and driving them to capture zones, and it's crazy. Like, yo, Ed, man, these guys is great, man. Word up, this engine, everything they did is great. So overall, my score for this game would be a buy. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely worth a buy. Word up. So make sure you go out there and whenever you can, get this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can afford it or whatever, get this game. It's truly worth the $60. It's hot. It has a few shortcomings, but the shortcomings is not enough to make you not want to buy this game. You know what I'm saying? The game is a quality title. Seriously, it's a very huge quality title. So one love, God bless. That was the Rage review right there. It's your boy Hip Hop Gamer. Holla at your boy. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Check out the next section of the show. Peace.